People decided they were better off without us. They even called us criminals. They tore our family apart. But look,
I mean, but going with your gut isn't exactly common sense either. Because if you go with your gut, yeah, but when you go, but when you go off your gut, you're also going with your own biases, and you. I understand what you're saying, yeah.
Traveling abroad.
Yeah, yeah.
Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, and I think that's important to. It's important to question the information, but there is a time where you have to separate that need. You have to separate that need to question authority and to question sources of information, and and really sift through what is established and what is considered like propaganda or what's considered misinformation, and that's up to the individual, you know. And so when you say the Earth is flat,
30 seconds.
it really doesn't take much to disprove it, to disprove that claim, because when you say the Earth is flat, you're actually you're, what you're doing is that you're taking a bunch of you're taking a bunch of like
4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing. Escort the payload.
There is disquiet in your soul. Pain is an excellent teacher.
so you're saying there's a limit to how high we can go up because of what? There's way too drunk for this.
I'll be watching over you. Heilstrahl aktiviert. I'm moving the payload. Right beside you. You've got this.
Okay, so let's go back to the possibility of the Earth being flat. Let's go back to the possibility of the Earth being flat. Okay, so the Tower of Babylon has nothing to do with the Earth being flat.
enemy contact.
How? Babel or Babylon? Because like that's kind of two different things. Babel? Yeah. When in the Bible where.
I'm taking care of you.
Okay.
Get them off me.
Come on, come on. What?
I must go where I'm needed.
Let's be specific on what we're talking about here. What are we talking about? We're talking about the Tower of Babel? So biblical... So you're...
Do you need a doctor?
Alright, so when you're saying there's a hint of truth, how certain are you that there's truth?
Die Wunder der modernen Medizin. Let's get you back
No
open.
one can hide from my sight.
Let's keep it moving. Healing stream engaged. I will watch over you. Help me.
The payload has reached the objective.
Where does it head? Get them off.
True self is without form. Open your mind.
I've taken a few college classes.
Adversity is an opportunity.
No,
for
it's
change.
that you you take a few college classes and then they give you the tools to rationalize how the Earth is actually round, and you just go with it because the Earth is round. And this is not something that's disputable, and this is not something that's because it's like saying that it's like saying that
A temporary setback.
electrons don't have a negative charge. You know, you can't argue that electrons have any other charge other than negative, depending on the context that you're. You know, I mean, am I?
Para reporting.
I mean, but the
Experience oblivion. The cycle begins anew. Gaze into the iris.
Hanzo, at your service. Keep pushing forward.
Traveling to the right.
so let's talk about then. Let's talk about seasons. Okay, so let's talk about the eclipse. So how do you explain the existence of the solar and lunar eclipses? Okay, so solar and lunar eclipses can only be realized
Is with
30 seconds remaining.
if there's.
We're out of time. Attack!
Yes, we are. We are orbiting the sun, right? Because okay, so in order for that to happen, in order for, are you asking if the sun moves?
Welcome to Hollywood.
The we orbit around the sun. We orbit around the sun. The sun is for all intents and purposes, the sun is stationary, right? So
true self.
we move around the sun,
3, 2, 1.
and
Attack.
when the
commencing.
solar eclipse occurs,
Capture objective A.
very, yeah, it's okay. Uh-huh.
Never second best. You have my thanks.
Okay, so you're asking if that plane has to be flat.
They have a teleporter somewhere.
Right, and
To the iris.
no, I don't think that's necessarily true.
They have a teleporter
because light.
I know the doubts that plague you.
So by your logic, you're saying the moon should
The
have life,
cycle begins
right?
anew.
So how? If the moon doesn't. No, well that's where that's where we can distinguish differences, because a place like the moon doesn't have water. A place like the moon doesn't have. Okay, so we need to clarify the. Okay, so you're saying the source of information that I'm drawing upon
Repetition is
isn't
the path
reliable,
to mastery.
right?
EMP activated. Healing it up.
Огонь по готовности! I might need this later.
Okay.
The cycle begins anew.
They have a teleporter somewhere.
Simple geometry.
I mean, but that would be extremely expensive, you know, like to take people on the ship. Just to realize the Earth is round, and
60
Located
seconds
their
remaining.
teleporter.
First of all, NASA has a budget. First of all, NASA. Here's the thing. First of all, NASA doesn't even have that big of a budget. Like I feel like we should spend more on NASA, and we don't. We prioritize other things like the military. You know, the NASA isn't a priority in my opinion.
30 seconds remaining.
Is not preordained.
So what is your where are you coming from? Are you coming from the idea that NASA is getting paid too much, or are you
Oblivion.
from the idea that NASA is not getting paid, is not being paid enough because they're a fake organization? Seriously, we don't go to those areas to harvest resources. So wait, so what are you trying to say? We don't go to these areas because even though they're rich in resources? Okay.
Wonderful.
Traveling to Route 66. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
No, but what? Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to what I was trying to explain to you earlier, and it's that the Earth seems flat from our perspective because the distance it's so extreme because we're so small, you know, from our perspective.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
There is a curve. There's a curvature to the Earth. That is something that's objective. That's fact. It looks flat.
Reinhardt, don't you think it's time you hung up?
Embrace
You're not getting
oblivion.
any younger.
Never. I will fight to my last breath.
Okay. Okay. So let's go back to what you're trying to say.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I mean, just look up like the Earth, like a picture of the Earth, and then, I mean, we could extrapolate that it has a curve. So, but, I mean, but like, why would, who would Photoshop all the pictures on the internet to make?
There is chaos within you. My spirit is strong.
Okay. Okay, so actually, I believe that this has nothing to do with the fact that the Earth is flat. And also, what was actually being spelled was SFX, which is like kind of like a nod to the I don't know, the
A
what is it?
temporary setback.
Fuck. I'm too drunk for this. But we can't explain that the Earth is round. That's something we can explain.
Darkness envelops all. Be one with the darkness.
Meteor strike!
I feel the warmth of the
So
iron. Experience oblivion.
I understand what you're trying to say. Thank you for the heals. Thank you for the revives. Whoever keeps reviving me. That Mercy's pretty... Yeah, I'm playing with Roshan. And... So the Earth is round. And I can explain it. It's just... It's pretty easy to... So the flat Earth theory is really easy to rebut. Oh, fuck me. It's suspicious, but you gotta understand why do you think it's suspicious? Because you don't trust the source of information that you're
60 seconds remaining.
and you know honestly you don't have to just see things, you can just rationalize. You could extrapolate.
Only through conflict do we evolve.
So are you talking about like current pictures of the Earth and as well, I mean there's technological advancements
You needed a doctor?
well, we're talking about the color of water. So one thing that we learned is that
Makes me stronger.
before we would realize that the size of America was not like the size of certain continents and certain areas weren't to scale, and that's because it's hard to visualize them on certain maps, because kind of map you're using. Right? So, and if you're talking about like a scale map, that's something that's not until it's not, you know, and you know, yeah, and climate change has a lot to do with it. Climate change has a lot to do with why, you know, I guess colors change. I mean, people can Photoshop.
I've been knocked down before. Just what I need. Rising above. Meteor strike.
Hold on. 73 miles and it didn't see a curve. There is no curve. There's no curvature.
I'm not even close to Meteor strike.
Is that what you're saying? Okay, so something happened to the rocket. It hit something. The rocket hit something. Okay, so there could be a number of reasons why the rocket appeared like it hit something. You know, there could have been a malfunction, like you have to... I mean, I need more information, like who wrote the article, like, where is this information coming from? Well, I realize that the information that I'm drawing upon is institutionalized, and it's something that was taught in an institution, and I know that there's certain... It's too accepted. Yeah, I understand that you feel like it's too accepted, but it's better than getting information from, you know... It's better than getting information from something that has no accreditation whatsoever.
You have my thanks. I understand.
Right, so you're saying that there's empirical data according to this guy. So, like I'm trying to say, from a camera there would be no... I mean, depending on the height of the rocket, there would be no distinguishable curvature.
Meteor strike.
Play of the game.
is on. The compass will fight for us.
literally just saw these like others. You know what I mean? Like that was the first realistic looking book I've seen in my entire life compared to these fucking photoshopped ass fucking clothes, you know? Like if NASA can come out with a view, I'll believe it. Okay? That's literally it. I mean, or better, you can let me. There should be a fucking rocket that needs that shit or something.
Watch point Gibraltar.
Like an unedited video of that shit. Like, you know, I'll believe the world is fucking wrong.
Prepare.
But for me right now,
Select your hero.
that makes the most sense to me is that we live in a fucking gigantic dome. And the Earth and the universe was made specifically to support life for our planet. And that
But they've found other planets that support life. There are other.
could be God, could not be God. Could be another person. Could be fucking Rick. I don't give a shit. But it's at least it's an answer. You know what I mean? Remember the episode of Rick and Morty? Remember where he made his own pocket universes?
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I could concede to that. I could concede to that, but the idea that the Earth is flat is not conceivable to me because I can't rationalize it. Well, because there's information to support the world is flat, but there's no information. I mean, there's information to support the world is round, but there's no information to just exclude the idea that the world is in a pocket universe. I mean, you have phenomenon like black holes and white holes and
Arriving at watch point Gibraltar.
all I'm saying is that there's a plethora of evidence to support that the world is round, and that everything that supports the contrary, it's inconsistent.
Is without form.
I sincerely believe the reason why you believe the world is flat is because the inconsistencies that you're referring to are from a place of
Attack commences in
misinformation
30 seconds.
and from a place
Consider
of
only victory. Make defeat an impossibility in your mind.
of ignorance. Well, I mean, like I've taken.
It is
I don't want to sound
I could never
pompous or
appreciate it
pretentious,
before.
but the world is round.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commences.
I can't because the world because people used to believe the world was flat, you know, and censorship is real, but I mean, like we have to think. You have to think about why you believe the world is flat. And one of the reasons you're citing is because there's video that shows that there's no distinguishable curvature when there's not enough information to determine whether the height that the rocket. What? Oh my god. If more, no. I don't know. We'll see. Who's carrying our artillery? There is so many people. Yeah, we're yin and yang, and I think that.
The payload moves.
But I don't. Shit. But all I'm saying is, if you're trying to convince people that the world is flat, we're definitely not trying to help people.
Teacher.
That is something. That is something I. Oh man. I'll show you a few videos. I don't know. Maybe you'll see the. I can show you like an Adam Ruins video.
My systems are restored.
You know what I mean? Because even I know that some of the shit that they put on the internet is fake information.
Payload stuff. Let's get it moving.
But
There is disquiet. Experience oblivion.
why did I put that?
I'll be watching over you.
Which is?
I don't know, it's
I'm back in the fight.
like, you know when I put it away, you know, I try to ignore it.
Just tell me what conspiracy theory you're talking about. 'Cause
Let's get you back out there.
no.
Keep the payload in motion.
Get them off me.
We're what? We changed body like reincarnation. I got hacked, guys. Okay, so
Starting over from the beginning. Heroes never die. Suiting up. I'm taking care of you. Teleporter online. Instancing photon barriers.
yeah.
We'll watch over you. Heroes never die. You have my thanks. I can use some assistance. Healing stream engaged. Heroes never die. I'm here.
Okay. I'm playing Mercy and I'm not really doing that good right now. But my main is Zen.
Now we're up. Connection
I'm not really used to
ongoing.
this Mercy. I mean, I haven't played since.
The payload
Nope.
has reached the checkpoint.
Donald?
I'm taking care of you.
Oh, you didn't hang up yet.
We must see the payload to its destination. Barrier is ich bin da. Get back.
I just argued with my friend for over an hour and a half.
Healing stream engaged.
Whether or not the world is flat. top of that, I'm playing Mercy like the update never happened.
Damage boost engaged. I'm being attacked.
Teleporter online.
Where does it help? I could use some assistance.
Reaper.
Ah, the wonders of modern medicine.
Team kill.
How did that happen? Did I miss that? I missed that.
You needed a get. Oh. I will watch over you. I Ashiri. Get them off me.
Play of the game. Triple kill.
Okay, well, I'm done with the Overwatch for one. Nope. Let's play some... What's going on? Let's take a break. How about that?